Gotta clear your throat because we official on it, man. Welcome back to No Cooldown Podcast, episode 41. Damn, we getting up there in age. ARP benefits almost kicking in, man. We're feeling good though. It's another week, a whole bunch of news stories. I am ThatManTripp. Hope you all have been doing well across this week. Of course, I am here with my podcast host with the most, a partner in crime, WenEazy. How's you doing, bruh?
I'm doing pretty well, man. It's Friday, and that's all I really got to say about this week. It is Friday today.
Yes. Hey, listen, we done made it through. We done made it through, bro. I was almost you know what I'm saying, an Olympic swimmer, or at least well, not by choice, by a damn necessity because hurricane swept through Florida. But it was good. We survived. We made it through. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to everybody, you know what I'm saying, going through it. There was damages, man. Like love and energy to y'all. This shit was really weird, but it's just like I don't know. As a now resident of Florida, I can say this like 16 years later. As a resident of Florida, it's weird because it'd be like 30 minutes you're overall scared of a hurricane. Like 30 minutes. And that's like the 30 minutes you go into a Costco or something like that to go get supplies and you don't have any water. When you in the house, you're just like, all right, cool. It is what it is. But whatever. We'll save the water levels for later, bro. It's not Mario. But anyways, make sure you guys rate this podcast 5 stars on all podcast platforms, specifically Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Of course, we're on Stitcher Radio. We're on Google Podcasts. We are on Anchor as well, so be sure to check us out there. Got a few stories from this week. Got some interesting ones, but not much to say else but to get into it, man. So you ready, dog?
I am born ready.
All right, let's get into it, man. We got 3 stories to warm up, so let's get that out the way first. So we got the announcement that Sackboy: A Big Adventure is on the way to PC with a whole lot of upgraded graphics, launching October 27th. So it's another PlayStation, stalwart PlayStation mainstay coming onto the PC. How you feel about this one?
October? I never really see the PlayStation releases on PC as like enormous releases, but like interesting. I honestly forgot about this game, and I own a PS5, and it's not even to be mean. It's just like, damn, it's not Little Big Planet, so it's really hard for me to get excited about it, you know?
Yeah, nah, I hear it, bro. I'm just more speaking to the fact like, damn, wow, they actually like. I mean, it's Sackboy, but still, like, they're dropping something for PC, so it's like, damn, you guys are like trying to create a consistent flow here. All right, listen, do y'all thing, man. I'm very interested to see what the PC slate for PlayStation is gonna look like next year. Honestly, because they dropped Miles Morales, they dropped regular Spider-Man, they dropped Days Gone, they dropped God of War all this year. All that's been this year. So I'm very curious to see how Uncharted as well. They've dropped a whole ton of stuff, bro. So I'm wondering how they're gonna support, the platform next year because they're running, they're kind of running out of first party titles, their main heavy hitters, but they could pull something out the bag. We don't know. But how are they gonna keep that momentum going into next year? That's what I'm curious to see. If it's a bunch of sack boys, I don't know how it's gonna fare. But you know what I'm saying? Love the sack boy though. Love the sack boy.
Yeah, I could see them being like Destruction All Stars coming to PC, which honestly, that game
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. That's a cool game.
Yeah, like it's cool. I think if it's crossplay, it'll definitely. I tried to play that game when I got my PS5, could not find a match. So maybe it'll help. I don't know, but yeah. I could see them adding a few. They still have games, but like the rate at which they drop games, they're gonna catch up before long, and then they're gonna be doing like essentially it'll end up either they're gonna have to start doing simultaneous releases, or who knows, maybe they'll start porting some PS3 games onto the PC. I don't know, like some Infamous 1 and 2 wouldn't be a bad game to put on my PC.
That would be kind of nice. That would be great. A very nice suggestion that PlayStation could definitely capitalize on. Very non-subtle hint. Damn, man. But anyways, keep moving on in the warm-up. We got another delay, guys. Skull and Bones, guys. It's getting delayed again. Ubisoft has decided it was best to push the game back to further polish it. Ubisoft also announced that there's going to be an open beta coming soon with a new date of March 9th, 2023. Thoughts on Skull and Bones getting, pushed back?
Man, The thing that sucks about Skull and Bones, what really truthfully sucks, is that I just feel like it came out at the wrong era. This on
I'm
PS4
dead.
would have
I'm
went
dead.
crazy.
I'm dead. I was born in the wrong era. You say it should have been out in the 60s, nigga?
Like it's just not the right generation, because we have things like No Man's Sky. These aren't
Sea of
they're not
Thieves.
really comparable, but there's so many, like Sea of Thieves, like there's
It's
so
still
many games
a
out.
better, yeah. I see
Like
what you're saying.
there's just other options. I think that this is gonna be like a solid game, but well, it's a Ubisoft game, so solid is is generous. It's I just don't know, man. That's all I'm gonna say. They got a
But
beta coming. Hey, I hope that beta. I'm gonna play. I'll play the beta. I promise you, I'll play the beta. I just don't know, bro.
wait, all right, I'm gonna say this first and foremost. I know people in the Ubisoft offices. They saw they changed the date and they was like, shit, man, we need to get out of Dodge, boy. We almost got fucked up by God of War. Let's get out of there, boy. They had to shift that immediately. Now it's not gonna be solely down to it. I'm pretty sure, of course, they're focused on their own development process. But let's be real. If they dropped it right there in the same pathway as a God of War, you getting blown to smithereens, big dog. It's a wrap for you, bro. And I don't even know. I'm about to say, what games are coming out in March? I'm about to say, because it still could be pretty bad for them still. I ain't gonna lie, but what's it called? I will say this. Yeah, I'm about to say, while I was getting research, I will say this. This game was supposed to come out in like 2014, 2015. So I completely agree with you. It is a game that belongs in another era, so to speak. But the delays and all stuff like that have pushed it back so many years. It kind of makes it outdated. I feel like it's gonna come out where like, oh, it's a cool core, ship battling experience and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, there's other games that have so much more, in their arsenal. Again, a Sea of Thieves, I automatically look at, okay, look, it's simplified ship battles, but it has so much more. You can actually, in person raid other ships or go explore other areas and do other things. No Man's Sky is literally the entire thing, just a space rendition of that type of stuff. And again, you can actually control your person and move out, excavate areas, do all this different stuff, role play, even further. So Skull and Bones, I already knew, for depending on the development state, that it was going to be, in trouble because it got pushed back so far along, in the development process. The ball got kicked out so much further than when it was originally supposed to release. And we're just like, damn, bro. When you come out, y'all come out, it's cool, but I don't think in any case, you guys are gonna, have any breakout success. And I want this game to be as good as possible because I want all games to be as good as possible. But I don't think Skull and Bones is it.
So the March movement might have been a good call for them. As of the recording of this podcast, because we still have Game Awards, there's a lot coming out still. We're nowhere near March. The only thing coming out in March is Resident Evil 4 remake.
Oh, and that's the end of the month.
Yeah, that's not gonna be. So I don't think it's that big of an issue. The only other thing is Destiny Lightfall February 28th. So at the very end of February.
Got about a week.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that overlaps necessarily, So we will see.
That's interesting.
I think that, yeah, it's not a bad spot to be in if nobody else releases anything.
Yeah. they was looking at them calendars tight. They said, "No, can I go here? No, I can't go there. No. Just like, March."
Like playing Sudoku is what they were doing. They're just like, where can we put this?
They was plugging in numbers. So there's no solve shit. Nah.
Exactly.
So that's crazy, bro. That's great, man. Honestly, Skull and Bones, I hope people enjoy it when it comes out. I will not be buying that game whatsoever, but hopefully it has a great, solid release.
It's gotta blow me away.
Is it?
No, I'm saying it has to for me.
Oh, it has to? It has to.
Beta, and it has to blow me away. But
good luck.
Yeah.
Good motherfucking luck, bruh. All right, on to the last story of the warm up here. So Netflix is kind of fully pushing the button and creating an internal game studio in Finland with plans to develop world-class original games to all of its users. Now it's still early doors, but Netflix is getting deeper into the gaming side of things. How do you feel about Netflix's foray into the gaming space?
I like some of the Netflix shows. What do they know about video games? I'm not looking forward to it whatsoever because it's
Oh
just
man.
like I don't know what they're trying to do with it. Are they just trying to make video games? Because if they are, stop it. Stop it. You need to worry about Netflix. We need to
Dead
worry about
ass.
the big fish to fry here. I'm tired of like hearing these big companies getting into video games because they never have the best interests of the consumer at heart. They want to make money. Like I don't want them in the gaming space whatsoever. I don't want more big companies in the gaming space. If they like, hey, we want to start opening up a grant to help indie developers get stuff, sure, cool, whatever. But like I could just see them being like, now you can play games on Netflix, so we're gonna bring the price up to
Mhm.
$30 a month. And it's like, oh, what do I get to play? It's like Jetpack, the
The
one side
Jetpack
scroller
Joyride?
thing. Yeah, the
No,
Jetpack Joyride
no.
3. And you get to play the Stranger Things kids as the Jetpack
Oh,
dude or whatever.
son, that's actually possible. Honestly, that's very possible. Unfortunately, very possible. But that you hit the nail on the head. That's what I'm thinking. So with them making a game studio, I'm not mad at people making game studios. It's the effect that they have afterwards and what the intention, I guess, shows in what they make. If you're solely making a game studio to create maybe some like 6 out of 10 games or some regular basic AA games, some Terminator Genesis ass game that just goes alongside whatever movie and it doesn't have any love into it, and you do all that just to increase a price point of a Netflix subscription, y'all are ass. It's no other way to put it. Y'all are trash. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna cast judgment on them just because they're starting to do it and stuff like that. But I will say, tread lightly, because y'all are already on thin ice with the other servers that you do. What y'all been doing for the past decade plus, and putting shows and TVs, you know what I'm saying? Putting TVs and series and movies and stuff on a service. Y'all been treading on some thin ice lately with that stuff in general. So what's going on? I just think that they need to lock in. Personally, lock in, and you can take your time with this. They said this early doors with the game studios, and I'm like, keep it that way. Be very slow with that. Keep your pace and just focus on the point of what everybody's lifting the pitchforks up at you in the first place right now, the service, the Netflix service. So we'll see how the game stuff plays out, but I'm not checking out for it until y'all give me something crazy, and I don't know if y'all can do that right now. Of course, starting from ground zero, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, on to the main stories here. Hey, everybody in the chat, everybody's listening to this podcast right now, please remove your caps. Please stand up. Please, you know what I'm saying, give a salute. It's official. The Stadia console has now been put in the spliff. Press F to pay respects. Moment of silence. Moment of silence. All right, moment over. Confirmed by Google this week, the cloud streaming platform is now being phased out and decommissioned. The tech company is also issuing full refunds for the game and add-on purchases that were made on the platform through next year to fully reimburse gamers who will be getting shut out. So shout out to all 12 of y'all who bought games and add-ons on the platform. With the final death date being set for January 18th, 2023, many have recounted some of the tactics Stadia used were employing to get some traction, including an earlier Jason Schreier report that Google spent tens of millions per game to get them on the service at all. So things like Red Dead 2, Assassin's Creed, etc., all those series, they were paying money out the wazoo just to get on Stadia. So how do you feel about all this, man? It's a sad day. Sad day.
It's just like when they announced it, we knew, bro. We all knew. It's so like it just doesn't work right now. And it's just that we don't want to read. Like I don't know if it's just a money laundering scheme that we keep making the same mistakes. Like we're just throwing this money in there to waste it. Um, it just doesn't work. Like it genuinely doesn't work. Unless you can download these games onto something, it is not going to work. And that is what's really frustrating about the whole thing is that we keep trying to like push this thing that inherently is just flawed. Like you can't build a house on faulty foundation. At the end of the day, when you're talking about video games being played over the internet, if the internet isn't good enough to handle just regular multiplayer, it's not going to be good enough to handle the entirety of the game to be streamed. And that's really what the issue is, that the people are just dumb. Like
Yeah.
it's just dumb. It's just they're making dumb decisions, and it's happened time and time again. PlayStation Now, Google Stadia. I feel like I'm missing one right now. But there's still
On live?
something like
Was on live one?
it might have been. But that's the thing is that we keep trying to do this cloud gaming thing when I just don't think that that's
Yeah.
really gonna work, bro. Like it's just not gonna
on
work.
live. On live is so old. Oh my gosh. That was a core memory unlock right there, bro. So I think somebody put it on Twitter timeline the other day. I was like, on live, bro. What the hell? You string it and it was ass. But continue.
You have better chances of literally renting out systems at this point. Like it would be a better marketing idea to just be like, yo, we're gonna buy a bunch of PlayStations and we're just gonna ship them out to people and have them rent the PlayStation to play God of War at this point, because you'd actually have people holding on to a subscription a lot longer. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. It's honestly just a waste. And sorry to all the people who bought Stadia. I'm sure all 7 of you guys are very heartbroken right now, but you will move on, and maybe the 7 of you guys could put your money together that you spent every month and just buy a system.
We're gonna lower the number every time, bro. I'm gonna come back around. You'll see. You'll see. But again, you hit the nail on the head, right? Listen, this is what I'm saying, and this is not the only time I'm gonna mention it on this podcast, but cloud streaming of games is not going to work right now. It has not been able to be on that path to viability, and it will not be in a state of viability for at least another 10 years, in my opinion. Just because we have an infrastructure, at least in North America, of very, very inconsistent, shoddy, faulty, haywire, whatever you want to call it, internet. The infrastructure for internet is just too inconsistent across the entire area of North America to bank on entire cloud streaming platforms. It's not possible. It's not feasible right now. I'm not saying it's impossible forever, but for right now and in this foreseeable span of time, it's not good. You think about how many people have like no internet connection. I could walk to the other side of the house and my internet connection might like drop or something like that because Wi-Fi extenders, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. There's so many different factors that go into it that it's just not a safe bet to bank on. And it's not the fault of developers. It's the fault of just the infrastructure that they're getting into. You know what I'm saying? It's a system and the market they're getting into. They have to play within these constraints, and you're fighting a losing battle automatically. You're fighting a losing battle automatically. Like one day I'm gonna talk about this more in depth, but it's not the only time we've seen this. Again, on live died. I'm about to say that died. I don't even know if Ouya was a streaming console, but it died nonetheless. But I just want to mention Ouya because whatever, we live in slander. But it's just companies blindly go into this, and I understand from a business side of things why they want to do this. They want to try and force their hand into an early mover situation so that they have brand recognition over that space. Like, oh, if you're the first person to really navigate through a cloud streaming and stuff like that, more people are going to flock to your brand because you were the first person to do it mainly. You know what I'm saying? Either you're a first mover or you're somebody who was close enough to the beginning and have a big enough name to kind of leapfrog over other people. From a business standpoint, I understand why people threw money. I understand why Google threw money at this. I understand because in the next decade, 15, 20 years, this can be a viable solution. If certain things are addressed in infrastructure, if internet standardized, if internet's made more easily accessible and consistent across areas in the US and beyond, this can be a viable thing. And I think it will be, honestly, at some point. But the fact that they failed to see that the inconsistency with internet infrastructure was such a big problem is something that no amount of money, no amount of money, investment, development, whatever, on any sole cloud console could overcome. It's the biggest obstacle for a reason, and it will continue to be for the foreseeable future. And when not even Google can overcome that, it shows that it goes deeper than just a single company's failings, bro. It goes deeper than that. It's a graveyard. It's literally an elephant graveyard. Almost every system and platform that's tried to do this has died or has been stunted, has been hurt. So this is nothing new. For people that are shocked at this, what the hell y'all been looking at, bro? Because this was written on the stars as soon as they dropped. As soon as they dropped, it was written in the stars, bro. Like rip, but y'all just shot yourself in the foot by even starting.
Yeah, it's not. I don't want to say it's sad because like I don't
it's
know.
Not sad. Google got money for days, bro. They'll be all right.
Yeah, no, I mean more so like I guess it's sad for the people who thought that this could work. But hey, yeah. I don't think I've met somebody who has the internet strong enough to do this kind of thing and is also like I don't want to buy a console. Like I don't know who that person is.
Also true. And when you get to a point where like Google Stadias and stuff are in similar price ranges as like an Xbox Series S or something like that, and then the handheld versions and stuff like that, and other like consoles, which we'll get into, are in the same price range of a Steam Deck and a Nintendo Switch, why the hell would I even invest in something so unproven where I can just go here and get dedicated stuff that's been like battle tested? Why would I go over there? Why would I go into the, the Oregon Trail and some place that I've never been? I'm just gonna go over there where everybody is at and told me, hey, listen, the water's fine over here. So I'm gonna go that way.
Yeah.
It's not no damn Kanye situation. I'm not trying to be different. I'm just trying to play some games and enjoy myself, bro. Like, dang, it's not no proven ground. But speaking of which, if the death of Stadia is gonna do one thing, it's spur more companies onto building their own cloud platforms themselves. So this time it's Verizon, Razer, and Qualcomm as they revealed the Razer Edge 5G, the world's first 5G gaming handheld being built on Snapdragon G3X Gen 1 platforms. And it's apparently coming soon. It's apparently going to be hooked up with all the fixings. How do you feel about this one?
Like, why? I think it has to be a money laundering scheme. It has to be, because there's no way you guys are all doing this. It's not gonna work.
Bro.
And if it does work, it could have worked way better if we just. I like the Stream Deck. You wanna know why I like the Stream Deck? Because the Stream Deck, or the Steam Deck, whatever you want to call it, the big ass, the fat,
the big ass handheld,
fat Switch, yeah. I like that because it knows what the fuck it wants to be. It wants to be a handheld system. The Switch works because it's a handheld system. They put the game on the cartridge, you put the cartridge in, it's not hard. You don't need internet. Like this, it's not all that. The issue I have is like the people who are playing games on the go don't have internet everywhere they go. And the people who are playing games on the go don't want to, like, I don't know who's paying X amount of money to have an entire cellular plan for their handheld gaming console so that they can play it on the go. I don't know who it is. Like, it's only rich little kids I could possibly see. Like a really, really rich 13-year-old kid who their parents are like, yeah, instead of giving them the iPad, let's shut them up with the the Razer whatever. But even then, if you're in that position, you're as a parent, they're just probably gonna rather pay for an iPad. Like, I don't know who this is for. Like, is this for the grown ass adults? We gotta go to work. We got jobs and shit. Like, me personally, if I'm on the go, if I gotta get on a plane, even if I had the money for the built-in Wi-Fi, I'm not using that to stream a video game to my handheld.
That joint $14.99 for an hour. Suck.
Like,
that is expensive.
I could just play Monster Hunter on my Switch, bro. I could just bring a laptop and watch a movie. Like, who are you? Who's the target audience? Who's the target audience? That's the biggest question. Who is the target audience? And if the target audience is dudes who are living with their girlfriend, but their girlfriend wants to watch TV and he wants to play video games, like, he could still fucking play Switch. Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Man, no, you're not wrong here. Again, did y'all not hear the last story we just talked about? Did y'all not just hear that? Did y'all not see Stadia die? Like, right in front of y'all? I feel like every one of y'all are just like all these suitors who are coming to lift a sword in a stone and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's stuck in there. You're all trying and throwing your arms out. You know what I'm saying? You're breaking your clavicle, trying to pull this thing out of the stone, bro. Like, it's not working for you because it's not the time. It's bigger macro factors that are affecting what you guys are trying to achieve and break into. Like, it's just not happening. It's just not happening, bro. Honestly, I think one way, I understand the cloud game is going to be big. It is big now, but like in terms of cloud gaming, it's going to be like all the rage and stuff like that in probably like 10 years. So I understand why you're breaking in that. But I feel like why some people might be trying so hard is that because it might be more expensive to get actual physical cartridges and build a physical catalog from that, or at least some type of dedicated storefront from that. It's much harder to get into the game that way instead of investing money into a new technology or cloud game and stuff like that, and just leapfrog these different services like GeForce Now and Epic Game Store. Like, I feel like it's easier for them to make that leap rather than create dedicated architecture for a physical hard drive, graphics card, all that stuff like that. Solely operable on that system instead of needing cloud gaming. It's much easier for them to go the cloud route than do that physical stuff and actually compete with a Steam Deck, compete with a Switch and stuff like that. I feel like that's part of the reason why it is, but y'all gonna fail. Honestly, 8 times out of 10, y'all not gonna make it through when the Steam Deck's already carved out of space, when Switch is already carved out of space, when PlayStation is investing in backbone for a mobile market now, even though that's not directly cloud gaming, it's still something that can be perceived as the same thing around there. Since you're saying this razor edges of handheld, like there's so many areas where it gets chipped off. Where do you fit? Where do you guys fit into that realm? And it's not working. It's not working. And by the time y'all figure out how to even do it, Xbox, Sony, and Microsoft, I'm about to say Xbox, Sony, all the Nintendo, all them people, they're gonna figure out how to do cloud gaming too. And they're gonna figure out how to put it into their native, thing. They're gonna put like a PS7, a PS7 cloud version or something like that, and a PS7 physical. Like it's just gonna be the same exact shit. I'm telling you. Like you guys are fighting a pretty much losing battle. I understand you're trying to find a way in because it's lucrative, but you're just running up against factors that are too high of a wall to climb right now.
Yeah. It's not something that can be done right now.
It's not feasible.
Something that if you guys really wanted you to do something about this, you would I don't know, but all of you companies, like we have Google, Amazon, now it's Razer, like all these big companies, you guys can get together and do something about the internet infrastructure, and then y'all could stream whatever the fuck y'all want. I'll buy every single one of y'all shits. I'll pay for every single one of y'all shits for a year. I'll play them shits all over the crib, at the supermarket, whatever y'all want. But there's just no infrastructure for it, so we can't. If we wanted to use it, we can't. Like it's just not possible.
And lower my phone bill, Verizon. I play with me. Damn. Anyways, let's move on for them. We got a first look at a new game here. Wild Hearts. I believe we talked about it a little while back, maybe, or we might have cut it off the notes, but we actually have some info on it today. So it's a co-op hunting game set in a fantasy world inspired by feudal Japan. It's going to be up to 3-player co-op with different world zones that aren't fully open world, with different craftables and flexible combat like dashes, grapples, and slides. It's going to be coming February 17th, 2023, of course, from EA Koei Tecmo. How do you feel about this, man? I know it might be airing into that little Monster Hunter lane. So how you feeling about it?
I'm gonna just play Monster Hunter. Like I don't think that this will be bad. Koei Tecmo, this isn't the first type of Monster Hunter-esque game they've had. I've played the other one. It's good. It's not bad at all. The first one was fun. The second one added the grapple hook. I think this might be like a spiritual successor to those games, and maybe it's getting more support, which is amazing. Because the first one, like I shit you not, when me and my boy, we loved Monster Hunter, but we both had 3DSs. We didn't want to play them on 3DSs. So until World came out, we were like trying every other option. We played like the God Eater game, which was like Monster Hunter, but more anime. We tried the Koei Tecmo one. I cannot remember the name of it right now, but they were all solid, but none of them were Monster Hunter. And that's really what it came down to. I think this game is pretty sick. I think if you're interested in this, but you don't want to play if you don't want to play Monster Hunter, but you want to play this type of game, I'm just going to look at you weird because I feel like this Monster Hunter is the one that made this kind of genre. So it's weird to be like, it's like, I want to play basketball games, but I don't want to play 2K. If you have your own gripes with Monster Hunter, then I guess, sure. Actually, that's not a fair comparison because 2K actually sucks.
But 2K. I mean, 2K. I'll give some credence because people said 2K is better this year, but this is before the big patch, so we'll see what happens. But like, if there was no other alternative, it's like, okay, I'd say maybe if you want to play FIFA, but then you choose to play eFootball before the big patch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like everybody plays FIFA. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, and if you don't, you just like gave up on the genre completely. But if people make willing choices to, you know what I'm saying, play eFootball for years, which has been notoriously shit over this past like 6 months, and not play FIFA, that's kind of a wild choice, in my opinion.
Yeah. I guess it would be more so if you're just a fan of like, if you're a fan of the monsters, because they look interesting. It looks like a very interesting game.
You be there for the aesthetics.
This game looks really good. So if you're somebody who is like interested in this, and maybe you've already played Monster Hunter and you beat all this stuff, because there are people who've done that. And you're like, I want to get into another game like this. I would say this game looks good. I haven't played it yet. If y'all want to send us some copies, we'll definitely play it on stream. This shit looks insane. I have high hopes. But it's EA, so we're gonna be careful.
What was the name of that one game? It came out recently, bro. Like maybe in the last year or so. It was like a small like animal or something like that, and then he had like a sword and he can't do like hella fast movement and stuff like that. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was
Biomutant?
Yes, that one. It was Bio something. Oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of it. It was
Shout out
Bio.
To the chat. the game that I was talking about, the first Koei Tecmo Monster Hunter game was called Tokiden. That's what it was. There's Tokiden and Tokiden 2. Yeah,
Okay. I'm
yeah,
with you.
yeah,
I'm with you.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
with you. I'm with you.
Those were like
Biomutant. That was
mutant,
the
yeah.
other, and that's the name of the other one. Yes. It kind of reminded me of like a smoother Biomutant, but Biomutant was still pretty smooth from what I saw, honestly.
Yeah.
But kind of looked in that style of it, but you know me, I'm like, I haven't played any of, you know, that genre of games much anyways. So if I'd start, it's gonna be Monster Hunter, bro. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. It's gonna be Monster Hunter. It's gonna be Monster Hunter.
And it's not even disrespecting any other game.
It's not a
just
slight.
the
It's just they have.
franchise.
It just has that much of it's that much of a foothold on that genre, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't say basketball without mentioning a Michael Jordan, LeBron James. So you don't mention that genre without saying the people who ran that genre. You know what I'm saying? So unfair, but you know, hopefully it comes out good. But it looks aesthetically, it looks really, really nice, bro. It looks sharp.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is a part where I maybe Wen might have to sit back a little bit. I do want to get his thoughts though, honestly. So this past weekend, the COD Modern Warfare 2 beta went down, and a lot of people had their chance to, you know, get their hands on it, see what's up with the game, get their looks in. I know Wen 100% did not try the game because he does not care. But I was interested to see if you saw any of the discourse, any of the rhetoric on it, if you had any thoughts. I know I have mine, but I want to hit you first.
So one thing I kept seeing, so for some reason, yo man, my FYP is all over the fucking place. I promise you. I literally this morning I was learning Valorant tips. I don't know how we got to this point, but they keep popping up and I keep watching them. So maybe there's something there. But like when the beta happened, a lot of people were like, well, from my understanding was a lot of people were on the fence. Some people were saying that it's good, but not. Some people were saying that it is a good Call of Duty, but it's not what people wanted because the movement is similar to Black Ops 2. That's what people were saying, is that like this one was like similar, like Black Ops 2. And if Modern Warfare 2019 had a baby, this is what the game would feel like. And I was like interested, and I watched a bunch of gameplay because I literally like that's just all that was on my feed for a while, and it looked interesting. But a lot of people were like, I don't know, I'm just probably gonna wait for Warzone 2, which is like interesting because now that Warzone is so popular, are people willing to pay for a Call of Duty multiplayer? And that was like a question that everybody kept asking. Honestly, me personally, $60 for a multiplayer, that's a little steep nowadays when you can just do everything in there. Everything you would want to do in a multiplayer, you could kind of do on Warzone. That's what's really tough about the situation that they're in right now.
Yeah, I agree. But I would say this. Speaking on this, the content offering difference, the fact that Call of Duty is known to at least pack modes up, not necessarily maps. I think they are addressing the map shortages that they've had in previous years. But in terms of modes and other gameplay, like verticals that you can get into, basically, they've always stacked the deck. They've had, you know, the regular core modes, the hardcore modes, the co-ops, the spec ops, the blah blah blah. So honestly, if you buy 60 and you want to like, you have nothing else like to really play, you want to just get lost in Call of Duty, you can get lost in Call of Duty. That's a fact. You can play that all day long. You can switch modes. You can go to spec ops. You can go to campaign. Blah blah blah. I think over time, Call of Duty has been one of the most consistent titles or series that actually justifies a full purchase of a $60 in the sense of an entire experience. Like they give you a lot of shit for 60, bro. Because some people give you 60 and they don't give you nothing. So I'll at least defend Call of Duty in that standpoint. Be like, yo, I feel like they're not all the way over the hill yet. They still have something to give in terms of a paid experience, so to speak. I'll say that. But in terms of the gameplay itself, what I saw, I actually liked it. Now, one of the things that I think turned me off from Call of Duty is just sometimes the speed of play and sometimes some of the mechanics that were overused by almost everybody to make just, this life was a living hell sometimes. People was, you know, bunny hops are a thing, whatever, that's cool. I'll live with that. But the slide canceling, I did not like. I'm not no Warzone pro. I'm not no Call of Duty pro. I don't really like slide cancel like that. I tried it. Didn't really work out. But I feel like they made the right choice, in my opinion, to slow down certain parts of movement. They gave you dolphin dives. They gave you certain tactical sprints and whatnot. That's still there. You know what I'm saying? And then the vault hang, stuff like that. The movement has been slowed down. The speed has been slowed down a little bit, and the time to kill has been increased. And I feel like that creates a much more fruitful relationship between how people, again, interact with the game and whatnot. Because you can still run a gun. You can still do your thing, of course. But the fact that you can still get caught by some people. You know what I'm saying? And again, I think they're also trying to address certain things with the map and all that. But for me, I really like those changes. I like that you could slow like the movement was slowed down, so to speak. Where I feel like if I made a good move or I made one good move in a sequence, you didn't do like three slide cancels, YY 360, and I still got murdered off a headshot. You know what I'm saying? If I made a decent move in the right time with the right angle, I can still beat you. And in gunfights, I can still beat you. You know what I'm saying? And if you get a good shot, you can win. So I like that it felt a lot better to me. The core of it, the gunplay felt so much better to me. And another thing I will say, the viability of the guns actually is a lot higher than I thought it was compared to previous games. My favorite gun from that beta was the LMG. It was I forgot the name of it. It was like the first LMG you get. Now, I'm here thinking that everybody's gonna abuse the MP5, everybody's gonna use the M4, everybody's gonna use that stuff, in which a lot of people did. A lot of people did abuse it, but I thought I was gonna have to fall into the meta basically and try and keep up. And sometimes I use those guns, of course, like whatever, just try them out, test them. But honestly, the most fun I had was with that damn LMG. And it was actually viable. Again, in close range, I was getting messed up unless I hit fire. But again, mid range, if I'm aimed in, I'm flagging you down, bro. You getting riddled, bro. It's a wrap for you. So I like the balance between that. The marksman rifles weren't too crazy. Again, like I tried to use the marksman rifle, like unless you got crazy aim, your shit ain't working. You know what I'm saying? 2 shots is a kill. And if you're chesting up, that is a 1-shot kill. So the guns actually felt fairly balanced, in my opinion, aside from maybe some people going crazy with MP5. But even then, they kind of fixed the MP5 as well. They added a lot more kick at distance, and they made it much harder to use at range. So they're listening to certain addresses from the previous Modern Warfare standpoint. I find some weird thing. I don't know how I feel about the perk changes yet, because they basically what they did is they put, okay, you get to pick two perks you start with for free, and the third perk you basically unlock it, or like you unlock it in the game, or like it happens at some point early in the game, you unlock it, and then there's an ultimate perk that you unlock later in the game just by playing your timers or whatever. I don't know exactly what it was. They added Last Stand again, which was you don't use a gun, you just use a syringe, like you're self-reviving in Warzone, but it's still kind of annoying a little bit. I don't know if it's like the biggest gripe, but I'm just like, why the fuck y'all add that back? You could have just left it, but whatever. Aside from that, like, I couldn't find too many complaints. I actually enjoyed it, and I was playing solo for most of the time. Like, I actually think that it was better than before. They definitely took some things that they saw from Modern Warfare 2019 and they tweaked it. I think this is much closer to what they really wanted in terms of slowing it down, creating better time to kill, creating some more viable guns and whatnot. I feel like kill streaks were like they're normal. It is what it was, but does it justify the whole full purchase? For some people, I don't think it still will. I don't think it still will. I think people are really gonna just wait and see for the Warzone to see if that's what's best for them. My thing is, if enough people convince me to get it, I'll get it. Honestly, that's where I stand. If enough people have a squad game, because I don't, the days of me buying Call of Duty just to play, you know what I'm saying, grind out shit is over. I'm only playing that as a casual gamer. I'm a social CODer now. I'm a social casual COD player now. Like, if there's at least 6 people that say, hey, listen, bro, we want you to get on the game, you know what I'm saying, cop it, let's run some games together, I'll get in there, no question. But I think it'll be a decent game. Honestly, I think it'll be decent. What people are waiting on is the Warzone thing, which nobody's really said much about. But what I can speak to on the multiplayer, it was probably the better experience I've got, the better taste of multiplayer that I've got over the past few Call of Duty since 2019. Honestly, with the maps, Ground War was back in. Ground War modes look actually really good. Like, you can be in like the helicopters. Like, it felt really like Battlefield-ish, because Battlefield is, you know what I'm saying, like out of there, but it felt really good. There was some other modes in there that was new, like Knockout and stuff like that. Well, I don't think Knockout was new, but it was the other money one and hostage situations. All really cool game modes. The proximity chat, people are toxic again, so take with that what you will. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but it's sure as hell entertaining for at least a half second. And yeah, I can't fully call how it will turn out, but for me personally, it was better than I thought.
That's good to know. I also was a casual Call of Duty player. I think the last one I actually bought was 2019 Modern Warfare, and then somebody bought me Cold War, so I'd pay for that one. But yeah, I enjoyed Call of Duty when I played it. I think that the multiplayer was I honestly enjoyed multiplayer way more than I enjoyed Warzone.
Yeah, same,
And
same.
I don't want the worst for this game. I want this game not to be fucking 18 terabytes. That would be amazing. Um,
Also true.
so that's really my only takeaway is that like I hope for
Mm.
the best for the Call of Duty
Yeah,
community
the beta
because
wasn't bad though. The beta wasn't a bad download size either. It was like it was probably around 20 something gigs maybe. I gotta double check it, but it wasn't crazy. But it is a beta, so that doesn't matter.
yeah,
That has no
I
bearing on a
know.
full game. That has absolutely no bearing.
If we can free up some space for like for all the shit, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my biggest concern is that. And then like there were certain things I remember when I played Cold War on release. Like I would
Mhm.
set my audio settings to specific things. Like I would set it so that I was never in party chat, and every time I joined
Yeah,
a game, I was in match chat, and I was like, I didn't want to be here to begin with. And
yeah,
like why, like that, like some small growing pains, but that's just bugs and whatnot. I can't say that I've truly had a horrible Call of Duty experience, but I just don't like the way that they're moving with certain shit.
yeah. Nah, I hear it. Yeah, there's also all those like the problems with them, like the mini map situation. Are they gonna fix it? Are they gonna ignore people? You know what I'm saying? The cheats was Ricochet
Oh
actually
my
in the beta because
god.
people were already cheating again. Like, hopefully they can get that stuff locked down because people's out here,
So
out here.
unrelated, again, my FYP page. It's a fucking wild west. But I somehow managed to end up on somebody doing like a deep dive into cheaters because apparently there's a list now of people who
Damn, a
have used
list?
cheats. They said that they were able
Damn.
to get into this cheating programs, basically their client
Oh, their
list of all the
user.
people who used them.
Their user
Yeah,
list.
yeah, yeah. And it's linked to people's like Activision accounts, so they're able to
Son, they
tell
got the
who's
blacklist, bro.
no,
They got the
it's
blacklist for him.
crazy. It's if I find it and like it actually turns into something big, I'll send it to you because I think that'd be something hilarious to talk about the pod. And like, there's some hot topics in there. There's like that Nadia girl that everybody's trying to get up out of there. Like there's
Yo,
a lot
I
going
know
on.
for a fact they hunting for that name too. They
Yo,
hunting for her name like a motherfucker. They said, yo, listen, we're gonna find her. We're gonna find her.
they're
That's it.
selling out for that name. That's the big fish.
That's
But yeah, no,
crazy.
like that's something that was happening, and I was like, man, I really hope they get this cheating situation locked down because this is a horrible
Bro,
look for your shooter.
imagine these niggas pull a Zero Dark 30 just for a Call of Duty cheater name, bro. That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy. Raid her chat and all that stuff like that. We got you. We got you.
It's but the thing is, at the end of the day, Shoddy will have made more money than any of us could have possibly imagined.
I ain't gonna lie. Now, I'm not saying she's cheating or not, but if she was, I'm saying now's the time to start racking in before I disappear to Guatemala, boy. I'm about to be gone.
You know what I'm saying?
I,
I'd have been 7 LLCs deep by the time you find my
facts,
name on the
facts.
Activision thing.
All my money liquid. I don't know what you mean. I wasn't even here.
I'm not a streamer. I'm an entrepreneur.
Facts. I'm dead. All my money being backed by charity, baby. Them tax breaks. Anyways, man, let's switch gears here. I'm gonna take a back seat this time because it's now the segment for some Overwatch 2 correspondence with our Overwatch 2 official correspondent, WenEazy. So let's break down what's been going on. I'll give you the whole rundown of all the changes that we saw in the past week, and you can go ahead and talk about it. So Overwatch 2 is just around the corner, and there's a big news dump of some changes and speculation that's comes to the game, including transcription. So the game will now use machine learning and audio transcripts to detect who's being toxic as hell on the game by taking samples of in-game speech and being reviewed in plain text to decide who's banned or not. SMS protection, so everybody will have to have a cell phone number attached to their Battle.net accounts to play. Character unlocks, so new Overwatch players are going to have to grind old heroes that are being carried over to the new version, while veteran players who have played Overwatch 1 will have access to the old roster much sooner from the looks of it. And comp requirements. So in order to get to any competitive game mode, all Overwatch 2 players will have to win 50 games of quick mode in order to unlock it. So a lot of news changes. Let's hand it over to our correspondent, WenEazy.
So we're gonna start off with the chat transcriptions. This is what's really funny about that, and this is something that Charles the Sauce, a great friend of ours, brought up. What does the chat transcription say for black people saying the N-word? Like, are you gonna get banned for that because it's a transcription? They don't know. Like, they don't know. So like he was saying, a lot of people might get banned off of that for just talking to their friends. I don't think that the chat transcription is going to be used. Like I don't think they're gonna save every single chat, and I don't think it's gonna be reviewing it live. I think what's gonna happen is if you get reported, they're gonna look into it, or they're gonna save that. So that's that's one thing about the chat transcription. I'm not against it at all. I don't mind it. That's like the only downside I can think of is just that. But I'm all for them fighting toxicity in Overwatch because we all know that Overwatch, while it at the time was probably one of the most inclusive games in terms of like environment and characters and things like that. There was a lot of diversity. Um, not the best, not the best, but there was a lot of diversity.
Yeah.
Um, and they still were coming up short when it came to their community because the community was notoriously toxic. It wasn't as bad as League, but it definitely was up there. Let's see what else we got here is a SMS protection. If everybody has a cell phone these days, even if you're young, if you're too young to have a cell phone, you're too young to really be playing Overwatch. So I don't really think that that's that big of an issue.
Yeah.
Um,
I would say people like was botting or smurfing or something like that. How many cell phones
yeah,
you need? You need phones like Kevin Gates or some shit like that. I was about to say that's the only workaround.
I honestly don't, and I never understood the idea of smurfing. The only reason I could see myself smurfing was like back when Apex was super sweaty, and
Mm.
I was trying to teach my friends the game. I didn't want them to be in my lobbies because they're gonna get fucking murdered.
Yeah.
But even then, that is not always the case. And at the end of the day, they could also just play without me. Like I
Mm.
could just like spectate them or whatever. Like smurfing to me is just fucking stupid.
Mm.
Um, Overwatch unlocks. I'm not against it. I don't really like it, but I'm not against it just because like back when Overwatch first dropped, you had all the characters. So like if me learning Overwatch for the first time as a new player, never playing this game before, can figure out what everybody does, I think most new players this day and age can do it as well.
Mm.
Because let's be honest, we have Apex. There's so many hero shooters nowadays that like Overwatch created all of these games to start using heroes in their games that I feel like everybody has played a hero shooter before they play Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really like to me make that much sense. I get what they're trying to do, and I'm not against it because you're gonna get the characters, and as long as it's not like you need to play 10 games as Soldier 76 before you can unlock any of the other DPS. Like no, just like
Yeah.
do
Nah.
like a 3 to 4 games. Like it's not that deep.
Mm.
Um, the comp requirements. This is gonna make that first week of Overwatch hell. Winning 50 games in quick play, playing 50 games is different from winning 50 games because there's gonna be people in there going crazy because they want to be like the world's first whatever. They want to get to world's first like diamond
Yeah.
grandmaster or whatever.
Mm.
I think they should have just not released comp for like 3 weeks and then, or like 2 weeks. Like, I don't think it's that big. But winning 50 games, you're going to have people roasting you in the casualist of modes. It's like, bro, relax. I'm just here playing Roadhog. Like, I'm just trying to learn. Like, I'm here with some friends who are just trying to learn the game. Like, it's going to be so fucking annoying. But they've changed a lot of stuff about comp too and how it's going to work so that people aren't like roasting. Like you're not going to be able to see people's like rank on the game.
Mm.
Like you're not going to be able to see people's like profiles. Like they did a
Oh.
lot to like to quell people roasting you. It's going to
Mm.
happen,
Yeah.
but it's just like, man, I don't know. Like these changes are fine. That's the biggest thing. The biggest takeaway is that I see that they're trying to do something. I just don't know if it's going to have the significance that I think it will. The SMS protection is probably the biggest change for people because people are really going to
Mm.
have to lock in their accounts. Because I know multiple
Yeah.
people who will just like cheat, buy a new copy on a different profile, and then cheat again. Like it's not,
Mm.
they will get away with it. And I'm liking that these gaming companies like Valorant and like Overwatch are trying to do more to quell cheaters because in this day and age, I feel like it's so easy to get cheats on almost any shooter.
Yeah, nah. That's no lie. That's no lie. Only thing I will say is, I don't appreciate the character unlocks because I am a new Overwatch player technically, and some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be here for like hours and stuff like that. But I'll pick somebody to play, whatever. I'll focus in on somebody and make it happen. But otherwise, I mean, these all seem like pretty fair changes, except for the comp thing. Yeah, the comp thing, niggas gonna go feral. Niggas gonna be feral that first week. Oh my gosh, like it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a little slight.
I
I
will
can't even
not
lie
be
to
in
you.
game chat. I will not
Mm.
be in game chat. I will not have the chat open. I will be playing with people. I promise you. They will not be able to contact me. They're gonna have to find another way of getting a hold of me. And if you find me through BattleNet to send me a message like, "Yo, your blah 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 sucked," I'm like, "Bro, go outside. Like,
Mm.
go outside."
100%, 100%, bro. But you know, it is what it is, man. Overwatch is, you know, it kind of. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm down to
Next
give it a
Tuesday.
try. Yeah, let's just hope. Fingers crossed. It doesn't kill anybody. It
Yeah,
might kill me, but yeah.
I will be streaming it on my YouTube. So if you guys want to see what Overwatch 2 looks like, we're gonna be playing it on Wednesday.
You know, 100%, 100%. All right, let's keep it pushing to the next topic here. We got a weird topic, honestly. All right, listen, I don't know if it's just me, but like, okay, Twitch they had a lot of like changes over the past like, few weeks. So like probably like the last like week to 10 days. Like a lot of these changes like just started rolling through. So I mean, just to roll through them a little bit, we have elevated messages, which are basically YouTube super chats. Had like a 70-30 split after fees and taxes. So, just think of super chats literally in Twitch. The official shout out command that shares a direct follow button into the chat. Follow cues that suggest ideal times to remind viewers of things throughout streams, upcoming stream views and like dashboards. And that's been in like the past week alone. So, I mean, thoughts on all these changes for 1 and 2, like, dang, these kind of came out of nowhere, didn't they?
Yeah, stepping up to the plate, honestly. You won't catch me praising Twitch too often, but like this is the kind of things they need to stay ahead of the pack, because at the end of the day, a lot of people have been saying the same thing. Twitch's days are numbered. Twitch is going to be going out soon. Like this is the kind of dedication I like to see. Like I want to see you don't have an algorithm, you don't have certain things that other platforms have. What are you doing with that with that split that you changed, that extra 20% you took off the table for partners? What are you doing with that extra money? What's that extra money going to? And seeing these new features, it's like, okay, cool. Because it was really shady when the first thing we saw after they said we're taking away those 20% split, that 20% extra split from partners. The next thing they announced was like Megan Thee Stallion is going to be at TwitchCon, and it's not sponsored by Twitch, but it's like, yo, the optics, my guy. Like you got to understand. It's people aren't going to read the whole message. You're going to see that and get outraged. It's, by the way, it's sponsored by Lost Ark, I think. So it's not Twitch who's paying.
By Vin Diesel? Vin Diesel?
No.
That's Ark Survival.
Korean. No. Yeah.
Oh.
Vin Diesel did not pay Megan Thee Stallion to go to TwitchCon.
My fault. I was like, Ark Survival. Ark? This nigga Vin Diesel. I don't want to say, bro. What the hell? How you know? What's the family relation, my nigga? What's going on, Vin?
Oh man, I hope she's in one of the Fast and Furious movies. But besides the point, I like that they're doing more things with the website. I like that they're adding more things to the website. Me personally, I kind of push more towards growth than things that will get you paid, but that's just my own point of view on content creation as a whole. This is a really good. I love the official shout out command, because that's something that we've always implemented, but like never really had a really good way of doing it, because you would have to just click on the link and then go there. This is way better. I'm actually a fan of some of these. I'm actually a really big fan of this, and the 70-30 split is like awesome, because that's what people have been asking for a while now.
Yeah, no, 100%. I will say this. Okay, I'm gonna kind of work backwards. I'll start with the vegetables. So y'all kind of announced that y'all not really changing no revenue splits 50-50, and then y'all drop all these damn features in like a week span. Y'all made sure Twitch support was there to drop these bombs back to back to cloud out the announcements that y'all not changing nothing, and we got high costs and stuff. I'm just saying the time is convenient. The timing is pretty convenient that y'all just like, you said, hey, listen, we're not giving y'all none of that money. Y'all keeping it 50-50 and it's not moving, and partners too, give me that. And then a whole week after, you're like, yeah, no, hold this feature and this feature and this feature. Immediate rollout. Experiment, everybody, go now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a crazy time and how that all lines up. And Megan Thee Stallion, bro. It's like a dead ass. It's a dead ass like marketing tactic, low key. It's what it looked like to me. But I'm not gonna harp on that. I will say some of these features are actually pretty nice. I mean, actually, I like the shout out command. Honestly, is my favorite out of this bunch, because we had the shout out tabs before that kind of give links, but I feel like in terms of the human tendency, most people ain't clicking on that damn link to go off of what they already clicked. Some people are already sitting back like 5 feet back in their room just watching the stream, or at least like going there, they don't want to click on it. You know what I'm saying? So having that button right there automatically saves a lot of middleman time. You know what I'm saying? It just saves a lot of distance in the interim to get to that follow button. Just drop it on them. And it's a lot simpler. It could create a lot more followers for people who get shouted out. So I think that's really good. But yeah, it was just sus about the timing stuff, bro. It was just really sus about the timing. Twitch, I got my eye on you. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. But anyways, let's move on down to the next story. So according to Axios reports, the Savvy Gaming Group, which is Saudi Arabia's government-funded gaming development conglomerate, say that 5 times fast, are charging up to $37 billion in a gaming war chest to invest into the gaming industry, with an alleged $13 billion going into the acquisition of a leading game publisher to become a strategic development partner. So, damn, bro, that petrol money coming through the gaming? Talk to me, bro.
I don't know. I understand that gaming is becoming a hot thing, but it's just like, damn, like I didn't realize like the ramp up to this is kind of crazy. Like it's just so many people, and I'm not saying I don't want people investing in gaming, but why are we investing in gaming? What do we want? What do we want out of it? Are we just looking at, because I haven't seen this much like interest in gaming until things like free to play games started getting way more popular, like things like Apex, things like League of Legends. Like I'm seeing so much money being thrown at this now that like Fortnite is as big as it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's my biggest concern, is like, why are we doing this? More money towards gaming is cool for development and whatnot, but I don't know, man. I just don't trust these companies to really have the best interest of the developers and the gamers at heart, you know? I don't know if they're really in it for the creation of art, or if they're in it to just line their pockets. So I guess we'll see, but I don't know. I'm a little worried.
Hey, man, listen, as a fan of the world's beautiful game, aka football, aka American, what they term as soccer, I understand what Saudi Arabia money can do for people. You know what I'm saying? I seen what it did to Man City. I seen that money work. It be changing stuff, bro. I ain't gonna lie. So I mean, not necessarily in a good or a bad way. I mean, of course, Saudi Arabia is conflicting area, you know what I'm saying, in terms of a political front, but you know what I'm saying, I'm not here to talk about politics. I'm not fucking Hassan Abi and shit like that. But with that amount of money to be invested into the gaming industry, I wonder where they would put it, specifically that 13 billion. So usually if you have an excess of money, you're gonna need basically a jump starter to get established in the gaming industry. So you would take a big fish that basically nobody's looking at right now, and you would basically say, listen, that's mine now. Slide the money, cool, take it. I'm now in the gaming industry because I have access to this partner. I'm just wondering what's going to be the next step. Off the top of my head, Ubisoft is like the easiest lick. Ubisoft is the easiest lick. They're a huge game publisher. You know what I'm saying? They have had some financial considerations. Of course, the Guillemot brothers still own half the company, but they've kind of they pushed off another, well, almost half of it to Tencent and stuff like that, I think. But they're close to an edge. They're close to somewhere. That could be a company that they could look into. EA has been being shopped around a little bit according to certain reports. You know, they was looking at Disney, Amazon, Apple, like, hey, who wants to pick up EA? And that could be a possibility. So wherever the money lies and wherever the money lands, I will say this: you need to really, really inject that cash flow if you're going to do it. Don't half-ass it. 37 billion look like they're not half-assing it, bro. They got it too. So I'm like, really, it just put it in the pockets of the people who know what they're doing. That's all I'm saying. Don't try and have too much for controlling interest in a sense. You know, of course, your money, of course, you're going to have an interest, but give the reins and give the wheel to the people who know how to do what they do. And that's my only word of advice to anybody that's having a huge, again, influx of money. If you're billionaires getting into a gaming industry, give it to people who know what they're doing, because the chances are you do not. So if you're going to try and put your imprint your ideas on the gaming, company or whatever, chances are people aren't going to rock with it. So you just got to invest in the right people first and foremost. So I honestly think it could be EA or Ubisoft, but I don't know. Who do you think? If it could be anybody?
I don't know. I think it might be Ubisoft, but I can see them. I can see people wanting to just buy EA because they have like, Ubisoft has so many IPs, but I feel like a lot of the IPs are very similar. So like, it's not really as enticing as like EA that has so many IPs. Like they have and they have Star Wars in their back pocket. And it seems they have some ties to Marvel too, which I mean, I feel like every company has a ties to Marvel.
Yeah.
And if I were them,
the valuation for Ubisoft is only 3.75 billion. That still leaves you with around roughly 9 to 10 billion left in the bank, which is a crazy number, bro. I'm starting the No Cooldown Gaming Publishing Network today. Right now. We are starting. We are publishing several games in the next 3 to 6 weeks. many of which will be just screenshots of just stuff on the Twitter profile, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
Saudi money about to hit, boy.
No, it's about to go crazy.
Yeah, that crazy, bro. Crazy times how we've gotten this far in terms of the gaming industry. But hey, it is what it is, man. On to the next story here. So the PS Stars loyalty program got some details ahead of its October start date. So basically, upon startup, you can take part in campaigns and challenges that can be simple as logging in each month, or as complex as earning specific trophies and solving puzzles on your launcher in the PlayStation, hub world or whatever, the dashboard. And you can earn digital collectibles and loyalty points that can be redeemed for things like PS Wallet funds and other PlayStation Store products. So I know you had some interest in this beforehand. So how do you feel about PS Stars now?
Fucking whatever, I guess. Like, I'll probably, whenever I sign back into my PS5, I'll probably, like, if they ask, like, yo, do you want to sign up? Like, I'll sign up. I'll connect my shit because I'm going to spend money on PlayStation anyways. But, bro, I don't, like, you guys could have did a points system and I would have cared way more. Like, you guys could have done, like, yo, you spend, like, even Nintendo has a point system. Like, you're behind Nintendo. That's not a place to be in ever. Like, I spend $60 on a game on my Switch and it'll count as, like, 600 gold coins, and each gold coin is worth like 1 cent American. So like after a certain amount of money, after I spend so much money on Nintendo, I'm going to be able to use that money to buy something else. Like, I've bought DLC with it, I've bought full games with it, and it actually helps me want to spend money on Nintendo games because I'm like, at least I'm getting something back. These digital trophies are just not it, bro. I genuinely don't care, and I don't think anybody really cares that much either. I feel like the days of like gamer scores and trophies are only important to a small select few these days.
Yeah, the paradigm has shifted so much, bro. I remember everybody damn near used to be an achievement whore, bro. Everybody. Even I was trying on Xbox, bro. I was trying to get that gamer score up, bro. I was trying to be legit, trying to perfect every game out here, bro. Only had like Doritos Crash Course and shit. Anyways, for me, again, it's like the cool like, I'm kind of like, I do enjoy some like the marketing things where it's like, oh, you scan this QR code and like you have to enter the secret game or whatever, this little puzzle thing, a little like goose chase, national treasure type shit. I'm a nerd for that kind of thing. So this is kind of cool in that respect, but sometimes I just want to get to the games and play. Now, it depends on what values you give me for like the PS Fun wallets and stuff like that. If it's like $1 at a time, keep it. But if I'm solving a big quest and you give me like a good $10, $15, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. So I feel like for me, the viability of this depends on the weight of the redeemable loyalty points. The collectibles is whatever to me, honestly. It's whatever. It's digital collectibles, bro. Your dad's giving me free NFTs, and I can't hold no damn, Crash Bandicoot statue. So whatever, bro. I mean, overall, guys, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it's whatever at this point.
Man, it's whatever, bro. It's whatever. But anyways, let's go on to the trailer trove, the section where we talk about more watchable media that have, had some stories this week. And we got two specific ones this time around. First and foremost, as a part of Last of Us Day that happened earlier this week, we got the first full trailer for the Last of Us HBO Max TV series with some cool and familiar shots of the world, Joel and Ellie, and some more characters to stand the third. How did you feel about the official first full Last of Us HBO trailer?
I feel like ever since Last of Us 2 came out, like I feel like it's been Last of Us since then. Like they've been pushing this this franchise to the brink. But it does look good. I am interested in watching it, and I probably will watch it. But with how many times they've released Last of Us 1, man, I know exactly how this is gonna go.
hey, I'll see you in Fortnite. We get them Joel and Ellie skins.
Yo,
see you, bro.
Yes, sir.
See ya. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the Soul trailer itself, looks fantastic. Honestly, it looks really, really good. It's what I want from the show, basically. Honestly, like Pedro Pascal doing his damn thing, Nick Offerman in there. So I'm like, listen, I can't complain. It looks really good. It looks really good. But again, it's just the wagon of Last of Us is being dragged until the wheels are rickety and fall off. And it depends on how long they're going to run it for. Probably another at least 3 years, honestly, until the multiplayer factions thing comes out. But this is interesting to see in general how far Last of Us has been pushed now from from the periphery all the way out. Now it's like center stage, just the big dog carrying the torch. I believe we talked about this a few weeks back, which is like having those PlayStation franchise that carry the entire, well, most of the weight as a, that has everything, you know what I'm saying? The games, the commercials, blah, 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 this and the third, like, extra TV shows and everything like that. They always kind of take their turns in terms of the PlayStation, the rotation for like who's the big dog. You know what I'm saying? Last of Us gonna be doing it. They might take a quick timeout breather to wait for the HBO Max show to come out. Then God of War gonna come out. And everybody gonna do their thing. Just tagging in and tagging out. It's interesting to see how much they're being utilized right now.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I hope people who haven't played the game watch the show, because I think that's the people who are really gonna enjoy it the most.
Gosh, somebody on Twitter was like, "Hey yo, please guys, don't spoil this show. Don't spoil this show." The first trailer, I don't know if it was sarcastic or not, but I just looked at my phone for a good 2 minutes. I was like, they can't be serious. You got to be shitting me. You got to be shitting me.
That's funny. That's funny as hell.
For the sake of the joke, I really think they were dead serious. I really think they were dead serious, bro. I was like, nigga, you for real right now? You for real? A dead ass decade old. Yeah, shut your ass up, bro. That was funny. But anyways, on to the biggest news possibly of the entire week in the trailer trove or not. So Ryan Reynolds took to Twitter this week to talk about the progress of Deadpool 3 and how it all's been going. He's been soul searching, doing his whole usual shtick for promo and whatnot. And he just ended up casually dropping the bombshell that Hugh Jackman will be reprising his role as Wolverine in the third installment of the Deadpool movie franchise, man. So in a follow-up video they did after, they didn't give away too much, but they did say that they aren't gonna, alter any events that happened in Logan. So Logan happened, he's dead in Logan. That has still been, prophesized as canon. That's still holding its place. But thoughts on Hugh Jackman back, bro? Wolverine coming through.
So it's cool, but I'm not as excited. Before you guys pick up your pitchforks, it's like, I'm not saying that it's not gonna be cool. I think it's sick. I wasn't a big fan of Deadpool 2. I might have to just rewatch it, but like, I didn't even get through it the first time. I was kind of just like very about the whole thing. I understand the significance of this because I know that they've been wanting this to happen for so long. The only reason I'm not super excited is because I kind of wanted us to move forward with the X-Men, and this could be that. Like, this very much well could be that. But I just didn't want, like, Hugh Jackman can play another Wolverine, awesome. But we still gonna need a new Wolverine. He's not doing it forever. That's just kind of how it's just the way it is. He's not going to be playing Wolverine forever, especially if we're going to bring a new cast of X-Men. It's going to look weird. I guess it wouldn't look weird because Wolverine technically is older than everybody else, but like seeing like a young Scott who's like a 20-year-old actor, and then like Hugh Jackman who's like 40 and he's just like, oh well, let's go, bub. Like let the guy retire. He's like, Logan was a good send off. Bringing him back, sure, maybe, like, I don't know. I just thought Logan was such a good way to send him off, and like bringing him back kind of just feels like, I don't know, man. I'm not as excited as I guess others are.
I'm definitely on the opposite side of the spectrum. I'm hella excited. I don't give a fuck. Nobody said this Wolverine I grew up with. I'm gonna keep the stack. I don't give a fuck about none of that, bro. Disney bag is eternal. The Disney bag is eternal, baby. It can bring people back from the dead. That's wild. I will say this though. For the people that are complaining that, oh, this desecrates on Logan, they literally said, hey, listen, what happened in Logan's what happened in Logan, so y'all can take that for what it's worth. It's not gonna affect anything that happened with the movie, so it is what it is. But also on that note, people reminded, like, everybody on the Twitter timeline, like, do y'all realize comic book characters come back literally every 2 months? They die and then come back, dying and come back, dying and come back. You're like, oh, you're not respecting the comic, but the sanctity of it. Like comic books are any better. You know what I'm saying? They're even worse. To keep it a stack with you, they're probably even worse. So that argument, honestly, I feel like it's dead in the water, low key. Like, just enjoy the movie for what it is, bro. If it's just some happy-go-lucky trip or whatever with Wolverine in it, just appreciate the time and space that you got to see Hugh Jackman again. That's my thing. Now, on the flip side, there is a little bit of a negative effect because somebody also mentioned it. The more we see Hugh Jackman, the more we are reminded of Wolverine, the more we're reminded of all that stuff. Then we're like, yo, how the fuck do we even replace this guy? Because when we recast him, people are going to be like, this ain't Hugh Jackman. And I think this is just a reinforcement of that thought process again, because we're going to see him on the screen. But again, I think that's for most of the casual people that are like, just watching and stuff like that. Or at least people who don't know how to, like, I guess, disassociate two characters within their minds or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or the character from the person. It's tough, but it's possible. So I know for me, whenever that next Wolverine comes in, he'll be the next Wolverine. And he'll probably be closer to the actual comic book interpretation, like shorter, probably angrier, probably, you know what I'm saying, have more defining characteristics that are like more in line with what the comic book character, actually was. But it is what it is, man. I know for me, I like Deadpool. Deadpool 1 was, of course, a classic. Deadpool 2, I actually like, because it had Cable in it. I think Deadpool 3 is gonna be a really good film. This is what everybody's been wanting, honestly. They want the Deadpool Wolverine, you know what I'm saying, the dynamic. They wanted to see it. They had that whole little end credit scene at Deadpool 2 that basically prophesied the whole thing. So it is what it is. I'm excited as shit, as you can see. And I personally can't wait for the film. It's coming out, September 6th, 2024. I forgot to mention that. So September 6th, 2024 is when it comes out. And I personally can't wait, because that whole entire stretch, because right after that, I think we're getting Fantastic Four or a Kang movie. I can't remember which one it was, but we're getting something heavy in that entire like 3 month stretch. So listen, be prepared. Be prepared.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting to see. I'll definitely watch it, and I definitely would retry to watch Deadpool 2, but we'll see. I'll report back.
All right, fair. That's fair. All right, moving out of the trailer trope into the rest of the main stories for the week. So we finally saw the official unveiling of gameplay from the fast-paced FPS The Finals, as it displayed a lot of vibrance, movement, and destructibility. Now, there's a playtest out now on Steam as of this recording, but what are we thinking about The Finals, man? It looked like a lot. What's going on?
It looks like what Battlefield should have been. Is what it feels like. It looks like it actually looks like a fun FPS. Like, it's just like, wow, look at all this destruction. We don't need the dice engine for this, huh? Like, crazy.
Get right into it.
It actually looks really fun. I actually want to try it out, and I'm so burnt on FPS on competitive FPSs these days that I'm just like, whatever. Another shooter, cool, whatever. If I have time, I'll try it out. This actually looks like a lot of fun, because like it looks. Depending on how long the games are, because I love a destructive environment, but if we end up destroying the whole environment too early before the game ends, we're kind of just gonna be stuck like,
with nothing.
We're shooting from like on top of hills. It looks really fun though. I'm excited to see a beta or something. I actually want to just play it. It looks really interesting. But yeah, I think that this is a really solid way of approaching an FPS.
Bro, it looks insane. It looks. My mind be blown, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, son. This looks crazy. Like, destructibility, again, is the first thing that popped out immediately, bro. Like, it just looks so good. It looks so crisp, bro. And it wasn't like again, simple cookie cutter or whatever, nothing like that. Entire pieces of buildings were flying off. People were grappling from left to right. Floors were falling out. Like, the whole entire stacks of buildings were like falling apart, but you can still vault onto them. So the level of like maneuverability through it wasn't just like, oh, something's falling and you automatically die if it touches you. Like, if your pinky touches one of the falling scaffolding, you're done. So this looks so good. It looks so good. I cannot wait for this. I want to see more of the gunplay and how it looks like and how it fares. You know what this reminded me of? A more grounded and a much more polished Hyperscape.
Yes.
If you can see how like the people die in animations and stuff like that, it just felt a little bit in that vein, but a lot more quality, which is a good sign, honestly, because Hyperscape had a decent base in terms of, the maneuverability, the movement. I liked it, but it was just, certain things with Hyperscape I'm not going to mention because I might get, a hex on my life if I mention it too much. But listen, bro, I honestly think this is going to be a sleeper title. People need to watch out for the finals. Finals is one of the ones, bro. It's like this. I thought this was Arc Raiders for a second, but I was like, nah, it was that one or the something Arcadia, American Arcadia or something like that. I thought those were two similar games. And I saw them like, yeah, nah, I need to put some respect on this game because it's going to be something crazy. Honestly, in my opinion.
The thing about it is that like, I wonder what it's gonna do to my PC. Like, it just looks so crisp. I don't know what my PC is gonna. I don't know how my PC is gonna handle this.
It's going to power drive my PC 100%. But am I prepared for it? Possibly. You know what I'm saying? I can blue screen a couple times. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I would if this crashed a couple times, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, this game is garbage. I'm gonna be like, nah,
Like,
I get it.
son, look at the zip lines, all the skins that came with it inherently, bro. Like, do you see like the whole like goo machine that built like a bridge? I'm like,
Yeah, it's nuts.
a lot of this looks way smoother off of first grip than I even could have imagined. Honestly, I had no clue what this thing was even gonna be, but this is beyond my expectation. What the finals is, so look, keep it coming, bro. I already signed up for my playtest, bro. I'm trying to get in there ASAP.
I gotta sign up for mine. I'm not gonna lie to you because I actually want to be a part of this.
Listen, get on that Steam page, my boy. Get on that Steam page. But yeah, moving down to E3 rebuilding news. So after we heard word that E3 is alive, it is officially cleared that roadmap to its comeback festivities for the next year. So basically, the new and improved event, of course, facilitated by ReedPop, is going to take place from June 13th to the 16th with a half and half days. So 2 days. The first two are going to be dedicated for media and gaming and business outlets to basically have their way with everything in the show floors and the Connect network, get your interviews in and stuff like that. And the other 2 days is going to be open to the public as well. They're going to be actively working on getting partners back in for games and possible presentations on the show floor and of course in the conference rooms. And seems like E3 is kind of back on the path to forefront. So how do you feel about E3 making plans? How do you feel about where E3 is coming back to right now?
I feel like my opinion on E3 can easily be swayed with a couple press passes. I think that would be
Yeah,
and just throwing it out there into the universe.
That's
But
crazy. That's crazy. Wow. No, I agree.
I'd be interested in seeing what they have in store. The return of E3. I want E3 to return actually. I want E3 to return because I want to see what the summer game. I want to see the comparison. We got Summer Games Fest. We got E3. Let's finally do this because a lot of people. I can't wait if Summer Game Fest and E3 happen and the four and E3 comes out on top of me like y'all were right. We missed
Mm,
E3. If it does not, if it disappoints, I'm going to find every single tweet that I saw where it was like, we
E3,
lost E3 to this. I'm
we
gonna
miss
find
E3. Bring it back.
I'm gonna quote tweet every single one of those bad boys and be like, huh, crazy. It's almost as if all of this, it's almost as if like it doesn't matter who says the news. It's just the fact
Mm.
that there wasn't news or that there is news. Like that's the biggest thing is that we're gonna compare everything. Like I'm excited for E3 because it'll be
Mm.
an in-person event. If I have the privilege of going, it's gonna be a great experience, hopefully, of being able to like play these games, meet these people. It's gonna be super sick. Um, I kind of just hate how like we look at this as anything other than like a marketing thing. Like it is really just
Yeah,
like, hey, we are bringing you trailers. Like that's all we should look at. People are like, whoa, it's like a competition now. It's like, no, dude, they're just bringing us game
bro,
trailers. Do you not want that?
bro, exactly. And this is my thing. I like when people compete for me. That's just my personal, what I'm saying,
True,
thing.
true.
Especially companies. When you compete for me, it just makes both of you better, which makes my choices even better. So let's keep that ball rolling. So if E3 is stacked up in 1 week, and then Summer Game Fest like the first week, Jeff Keighley's gonna be off the hook because he's not working at E3 no more, so he gotta show them up because he made his own platform. He's gotta get Kojima to drop like 8 announcements. He gotta be up on the phone calling everybody, trying to pull in favors and stuff like that. Use his Mountain Dew and Dorito Pope status and actually make something happen. And then E3 is coming back mad resurgent, and of course they got Repop, the people who did like all the Comic Cons and stuff like that. They have their whole network that they're gonna use. So I want them to wow me. I want them to come back with a bang. If I want E3 to really, again, just put their stamp on next year. Be like, hey, listen, we still can do this. We still can bring out these companies. We still can show these trailers, blah blah blah. And I want Summer Game Fest. I want Jeff Keighley to be like, yo, listen, they shouldn't even have been here in the first place because we got this, and this off the rip, blah blah blah. I want them to compete for my attention. That's all I want. Because at the end of the day, we all win. The more they compete against each other, we win. So y'all keep it up. Y'all say, oh yeah, this versus who? This versus who? Because if we're gonna be real, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. As long as I get the trailers I want to see, I'm cool. You could have gave it to me by a messenger pigeon. I still would have did it. You know what I'm saying? I still would have been fine. But the fact that we have these formats and y'all gonna, again, automatically compare and pit things against each other, because that's what a lot of y'all people do, I'm fine with that. As long as it spurs better competition, Better trailers, more content, and more enjoyment for me, the average gamer.
Yeah. My only concern, please, E3 and Summer Games Fest, do not pull shit out of your ass if it's not ready to be shown. I understand y'all want to compete, but I swear to God, if y'all show
Bro,
anything GTA 6 related and y'all tell me that game ain't dropping for 5 years, I'm gonna
I'm
be
gonna smack you.
pissed.
I'm
Like
gonna drop kick you. Dead ass. Dead ass.
I'm gonna be don't show shit that's not ready. Let's not do
Facts.
that. Let's not waste everyone's time.
Facts. And also, so a side note, if Fable is not ready, Xbox, don't show it. We talked about y'all a few weeks ago too. If Fable's not ready, don't show it. Matt Booty, I listen. I look, bro. I'm a hire a fraud to come jump you, bro. I'm hire a fraud to come jump your window. Listen. If games aren't ready, don't put them out, please. If games aren't ready, don't show them. Don't put them out. Just wait till they're just right to even release. Thank you. All right, moving down to the last news story of the day, I think. So we finally got to this little blurb, man. So it's been like 9 days. Gundam just, kind of sitting around. It's out now. It's out in the wild. How do you feel about Gundam Evolution? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk through it, bro. How's it been?
It's been painful. Like that's for sure. It's been hella painful. It's not a bad game though. I really enjoy it. I think it kind of fits into the space of like it fits into the space that Overwatch 1 is leaving, which is like the 6v6 hero shooter. The only thing that I wish was easier to do was unlocking characters. Like that's really the only problem that I have is like unlocking characters. It's not even a grind. It's just the fact that it's like it's not that it's not even a grind. It's the fact that I don't even know how you can grind without putting any money into it. You know,
facts. Like you don't know the systems that are in place. Everything's just so like foreign right now. It's like, okay, how does this relate to unlocking any characters? What challenges can I do to get this online? Like I don't know. I don't know what I don't know.
And one of the things, like one of the missions was like heal 10,000, heal yourself 10,000 like damage or something like that. Something
10,000 health points
for like
or whatever,
a weekly or whatever. And all the characters that they gave me to do those missions didn't really have a healing function. Like I would have to go into fights, leave fights, wait to like heal myself. And it was things like that. And I was like, this is kind of annoying. And then every character that is locked, overpowered, very strong. I have no like. I really wish I was like saying like no. Like I'm not as like no. The only way to kill some of these like melee Zaku, the only way to kill him is if you have a sniper and you shoot him in the head. That's literally the only way you can stop that man. It is a problem. It's super annoying.
Bro's a terrorist.
Yeah, like it's just not fun when you have like things locked behind. And like I'll get locked. Like we got spawn trap. Like we couldn't leave the spawn because they were like 3 melee characters all beating our ass. And then I'm just trying to get out the spawn, and then like the team is like, LOL, easy, and I'm just like, bro, like I can't even I can't do anything. Y'all paid money for this game, and honestly, if y'all don't make unlocking characters easier, it's not gonna last long because there's just not enough characters to really. There's just not enough characters to really be able to like do counter plays or anything like that, or either that or just nerf some of these characters. Like I need some nerf rollouts. I don't know. Maybe I was spoiled with multiverses because I feel like with that game we get a lot of actually no, because there's some.
Yeah, like, but still, but they're hot fixes, but they spring back so quick. They're on the ball with it. If they don't see it in the first like 2 days, in a week they'll be like, oh shoot, we see that now. We're gonna fix it in the next patch.
Yeah, like that's the problem is that like I haven't heard anything from the team. They're kind of just like still rolling the game out, which I understand. I'm not saying like I still have patience for y'all, but here's the thing: October 4th is next Tuesday. So if your hero shooter ain't up to par, that little week lead that y'all decided to do this. Y'all decided to wait till the end of September. Remember, y'all game was good when I played it in the closed beta.
Facts.
That game was good when I played. You guys could have released in August. I personally think. Y'all are putting yourselves in a very you're playing really close to fire because if your game isn't good and I play Overwatch 2 day 1, hey,
oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's looking kind of crazy.
It's just not. I don't know, bro. And the thing is, in Overwatch, it's only
And
one
people
character that's locked behind
and,
behind a wall.
and people want Overwatch to fail, bro. They want Gundam to succeed. I want Gundam to succeed. You
I
know what I'm
want Gundam
saying?
to succeed too,
I,
but
if you're not
I
helping
made
yourselves,
I made a video called "The
It's-
Overwatch Killer." Like this is that game. This is
think
that
about how
game.
this makes me look.
Like you're making me look bad because I said this game was gonna kill Overwatch. Now I'm finna make Overwatch content because I can play that game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, but like I don't think you have way too many cosmetic options in your games to really make people pay for the characters. I feel like it's just unless you can make it unlock easier or do some challenges or something. I just don't know what I could do to because even in Apex, an Apex character is 1,200 of the points, and you get 600
Mhm.
per level. So hold on, let me just do the math real quick. That's 1,200 divided by 600. That's 20 levels. So after 20 levels, you unlock a new character in Apex.
Yeah.
If my math is correct, somebody
Wait, your math was definitely not correct there, but I know what you mean.
Okay.
It's like 12. It's like 12,000 Apex, like not Apex coins, but the legend points or whatever, and then you get like
Yeah,
600 per level. So
is that
how
20?
about
Is
I
that
say?
20?
Yeah, no, it's 20. It's 20. No, the first number you
Okay.
set up were not wrong. You said 1,200 and 600.
Oh,
I was like, two. I was like two, but yeah, no. I know what you meant. You just missed a zero. You missed a zero. But yes, you're agreed. Go ahead.
Like you play for 20 levels and you get a new hero. Like I think that's I don't think that it's
That's
my
not
Discord
unreasonable.
disconnected. Hold on a second. I think it's just that my Discord disconnected.
Oh, I still hear you.
Okay, so then it's not my internet. Whoa. Twitter. Are we live? Whoa. What's going on here? Hold on a second. Attempting to reconnect.
Oh, yeah, they definitely disconnect you for a half second.
Reconnecting in two.
I've been there.
What's going on here? What?
But you get disconnected again?
Yeah, I'm still disconnected. I don't think I'm live right now.
Yeah, definitely just disconnect you from Wi-Fi. That same thing happens to me on OBS.
Hold on a second. Let me stop streaming and then start streaming again. All right, let me start it up.
Woes of internet.
Bro, what? That's so stupid.
I've been there, my boy. I've been there.
This has never happened to me. Is it OBS?
It probably is OBS, to be honest. It probably is OBS.
Bro, tweaking.
Yeah. Is it back up?
No, not yet.
Okay, bet.
Failed to connect the server.
Yeah, I can post my recording because of all this. I'll edit and post and do it all one.
All right. Well, to end the point that I was saying, it takes 20 levels to get a new character. And I think 20 levels playing any other character, like all the other characters, is good enough for you to understand them and then be able to move on to the next character. I'm almost at level 20 right now, and at Gundam, I'm still not even halfway with enough currency to buy a new character. Not even one. That's what's tough.
Yeah, the entry to buy in is just so it seems like it's really high, and it's really confusing to get to the path of, okay, well, I want to unlock more characters. You know what I'm saying? I want to get Zaku. I want to get the other characters that other people have bought. You know what I'm saying? Without getting the $40 version, but I just don't know the path. If it's grindy, cool, but tell me that directly. Like, okay, this is exactly what I need. Is that they have all these tickets, the sign-ins, the blah blah blah. I'm like, it's a little bit confusing. But you know what? Again, as core, it is a fun game, and I hope it does shape up. But y'all gotta shape up quick because Overwatch 2 is coming. It's hot on y'all heels, bro. And it's, as much shit we talked about Overwatch 2, it's gonna have a following, and it's going to sweep through fast like a lightning, bro. So hey, good luck to y'all, but you're on the clock.
Yeah, they have a very small window, and they need to capitalize on it because the window will end literally by the time you're hearing this. The window will have gone. Well, the time remaining will have gotten 50% lower. And that's what's tough.
Yep. TikTok. Not the damn app either. But yeah, that's pretty much the notes we got on the podcast today. Any stories that we might have missed? Anything that we didn't cover?
Not that I can truly think of. Nothing that's significant, but I feel like on the horizon there might be some more stuff coming in.
Yeah, no, 100%. We get into the thick of it, bruh. But yeah, I ain't got nothing on my notes. But yeah, man, sign us out, bruh. What's going on? Any closing notes before we get up out of here?
So next Monday I'll be streaming. Next Wednesday we will be streaming Overwatch 2. Excited to see how that game plays out. I think Tripp is playing with us, if I'm not mistaken.
I possibly am. Wait, when I'll confirm with you later, but I think
Yeah,
so. Yes.
but it'll be me and Panda will be trying it out.
Mm,
So be back here
mm,
on Wednesday for that. Hopefully a new video out soon. Work is fucking giving me the business, but
mm,
I definitely will have something out soon.
mm,
Other than that, nothing much for me.
mhm. Make sure you check out all the dope content that Wen has been getting into. The Wen's gonna be putting out, that Pan's gonna be putting out, that Wotaku's gonna be putting out on Wotaku channel on YouTube. That's WOTAKUCHANNEL on YouTube. At Wotaku, what? It's at Wotaku.
We'll
Just
talk with channel.
thank you, Wotaku channel on what, Twitter? Is it different?
You so on Twitter we do have a Wotaku Twitter.
Is it Wotaku
If
Gang or no?
no, I think it's just Wotaku. It is Wotaku underscore channel.
Well, Wotaku underscore channel. I usually don't say that one. Now I'm about to say that's why it threw me off the beat. But anyways, also at WenEazy on all the social platforms. Go check out his content. Been booming on TikTok. Go check out at Wen Watches as well. He been roasting people on his main TikTok account on a bunch of gaming topics and stuff like that. So if you want to see him being the Doomslayer, you know what I'm saying, in Twitter comments, go check him out there. Be sure to check out at No Cooldown Pod on Twitter as well. Just follow us there. Keep updated with everything we do. Check out the podcast. Make sure you rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're also on other platforms as well. Just search up No Cooldown and you'll find us. We're going to be the first one. And if we're not, that's probably copyright infringement and we're going to have to sue some people. So make sure you let us know. You can find me anywhere at ThatManTripp. You know what I'm saying? On all platforms. We have not been live. We have not uploaded a YouTube video. We have done a massive scale back a little bit and I've been antsy. I've been anxious for a while, but I trust me, there will be content coming soon. I've been really focusing my energies into a few different things, so I'm hoping it's gonna come with some different energy and really bring out some dope stuff to really get invested into and hopefully make a wave, man. So we're gonna see about how all that goes. Be sure to check out at All for Growth as well. And yeah, without further ado, that has been episode 41 of No Cooldown Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back with episode 42 very soon. So No Cooldown is out of here.